All right, I wanted to show you a little bit about the national park here. And I showed on the national park on one side of the road several videos ago, but I wanted to show you what it looks like on this side so you can kind of get an idea. This is the national park here. All right, now nobody's supposed to build on, in the park. So I mean, it's supposed to be forever. But you can see the park goes around here. There's actually literally wild boar in this national park. I've seen them come in, quite a few of them, matter of fact. They come right to the edge of the highway, and you'll see their excrement sometimes right on the edge. But they got some wild boars in here. And one thing that's nice about here, if you look at those houses up on the hilltop there, all right, now those lots, there's lots that are up there high. You can see those ridge lots. They're looking at the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. Those were some videos I did the other day, and that's Half Moon Bay Mountain up there at the top. I actually did a video on the other side the other day. Now you can see as I'm going down here that this is it's a real pretty area. Lots of woods down here, and then on the other side of the mountain, the Atlantic Ocean. Some of those lots, well, most of them run between the good lots. I'm talking about good, nice lots with great views, good locations. 10 to 17 US dollars a square foot, US, okay? Now they do have some that were cheaper, but the lots are not, they're either lower down or they're cock-sided, where you have to bring in tons of dirt to get them up high. You want to make sure too the guys in front of you is not blocking you. You want lots that are slanted, okay? And the views up on those ridge lots overlooking the ocean are just incredible. And that's in Half Moon and Half Moon Bay Heights. Okay, and the best ones, like I said, are the ones at the very top, the ridge lots. They're the ones that are easiest to resell. They also appreciate better because they have the really incredible views up there. And also, you don't even need any AC up there because it's you get so much nice wind all year round. You don't really need it. But it's just very woodsy down here. Also, folks, if you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, or how to get a second passport as quick as 45 days, do three things. Hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen. You'll get new videos automatically as they come out. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. Number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and ask for some help. The big advantages, as I mentioned before, is as far as St. Kitts taxes go, no income tax, no capital gains tax, no estate tax, no inheritance tax. Property tax is 0.20% of whatever you're purchasing, with a $29,600 US dollar exclusion before that 0.20% kicks in. So you're virtually paying almost no property tax here. And with weather, it's just incredible. You don't have the heat that you got in in Florida in the summertime, and then it never gets freezing cold in the winter. So if you like nice weather that's not freezing cold year round, you're not going to find any better than here. And the tax laws here are incredible. Now, like I said, if you're a U.S. citizen, you can qualify for foreign earned income exclusion, $112,000 for husband, $112,000 for wife. That's $224,000 a year. If you're from a high tax country that taxes income based on residency on your worldwide income, of course, you won't even have to worry about that foreign earned income exclusion. You just got to break away your tax ties from that country, whatever that is. And every country is different on what that tax tie is going to be. You might even have to pay an exit tax to get out of that tax obligation with that other country, okay? But this is a great opportunity, and you're going to have to look at your business and determine if you can take that business literally and scale it and make as much or more here and not pay any in income tax. It's incredible. And we can help you do that and show you how to go about doing it. We have actually people that work with us. That's all they do is tax work. And they work with, we work with different countries all over the world and trying to get that where it's going to satisfy not only the government that you're from, but also to work here also. And so we can help you with that. If you're looking for properties, as I've told people before, you're better off sticking with areas that are either Frigate Bay, Half Moon Bay, the Southeast Peninsula. But the Southeast Peninsula is very expensive as far as for your money goes. It's a lot easier to get a better rate of return either in Half Moon or Frigate Bay. There are areas on the outside that you can go with, but I'll tell you, if you go outside of those areas, you need to be buying at fair prices to turn around and resell it. Because most expats that come in, they want planned unit developments that are close to the beach. I'm just telling you the way people look at things, and they're looking for places that are close to amenities, that have, you know, grocery stores that are pretty close. That's why a lot of people like Frigate Bay and Half Moon Bay. Southeast Peninsula doesn't have any grocery stores. They also don't have any street lights from there to St. Kitts in Basseterre. And the problem with that is most older people don't want to be in a situation where it's pitch black driving back, because if a car, you get a flat tire or something like this, you got a problem. And you want to be closer to your amenities. And like I said, Frigate Bay has everything to offer close by. You don't have any trashy homes. Everybody keeps their homes up nice. This is the type of thing you want if you're looking to buy and then resell later. We do, as I mentioned to you before, we've got, if you're thinking about coming to St. Kitts and you want your hotel paid for, we've got a developer that will actually pick up to a month. You don't have to stay a month, but if you want to stay up to a month, they will actually pay for you, your wife, and your kids. Not the flight, but the hotel itself. And they won't cover food and stuff like that. But if you're looking to do it, I mean, this can save you a lot. You can contact us more on that. We'll be glad to work with you on that. Also, we've got, if you're looking for like a real nice program where you don't tie up your time and have to worry about renters and stuff, we do have a developer. It's one of the best in the country. And as soon as you close on the property, what they'll do is they'll actually give you the rent money all up front for 5 years, right up front. And then it's up to them to collect the money from the renter. So that's a really good benefit for you, because then you don't have to worry about dealing with renters, which can be a real pain in the butt. And you don't pay any maintenance fees for that first 5-year period. The only thing you have to pick up is property tax, which is almost nothing because property tax is real low here. We've got some pretty famous people bought in that development too. You would know who they are. I don't mention their names, but you know, it's a real nice development though. So you know, if you're looking to get a second passport, St. Kitts has got like now 162 visa-free or visa-free on arrival countries and territories. It does provide the highest number of visa-free countries of any of the fast-track programs in the Caribbean. And one question that someone brought up to me was, you know, why not get Grenada or some of these other ones? And I've done quite a few videos on there on the differences. I don't understand why anybody would want to go to a country and get less visa-free travel, and also the country have a local income tax like Grenada has. Now, the only reason you might want to get Grenada, and we do Grenada too if you want that, we have people we've gotten Grenada for, is if you're looking to get back in the U.S. with the E2 treaty, because St. Kitts doesn't have an E2 treaty with the U.S., but Grenada does. But if you're not going to do that, you're giving up a lot to go that option. And remember, if you go the E2 treaty option, and you go and you settle in the U.S., if you relinquish, or you're not relinquishing, you're just actually moving to the U.S. and you're setting up a business. Let's say you've left the U.S. and you've relinquished your U.S. citizenship. If you go back to the U.S., they're going to start taxing you just like you had before in your worldwide income, unless you scoot in and scoot out. You can't break what's called the substantial presence test. And I've done separate videos on that. You can look at the videos on that. But you're just going to throw yourself in potentially a tax trap, because you can only be there, you can't be there more than 120 days, roughly a year. That's a rule of thumb year. You can't exceed beyond that, but I'm just telling you as a rule of thumb, you can't be in the U.S. more than 120 days. That's roughly 4 months a year. Pretty tough to run a business and be hands-off on that. But your business still has to be, your business is still going to be taxed on its worldwide income on that company, okay? And I'm assuming you've relinquished, though, and then you're outside and you're not breaking that substantial presence test. But if you haven't relinquished, you're going to be taxed on your worldwide income if you're a U.S. citizen. It won't make any difference, okay? Popping in, popping out is not going to make any difference at all. You would have to actually give up your citizenship for that to work. And it only works if you don't break the substantial presence test. So going the Grenadian option, I wouldn't even think about it unless you're looking at that E2 treaty option and going back in. So that's, but the big key is if you're leaving the U.S., why do you want to go back in? That's like taking a step forwards and going backwards again. That just doesn't make sense. Why somebody want to do that? But if you want to do it, I mean, that's an option you got. But remember, St. Kitts has a lot more visa-free countries you can travel to. And you can have a local company in St. Kitts and not pay any income tax. You're not going to have that with Grenada. Grenada is not a tax haven. Well, I call it a pure tax haven. So, you know, and I've mentioned too also with other countries like Dominica, St. Lucia. These are programs I still can't figure out why people go in those type programs. Here's another view of the actual natural park that they've got here. It goes for miles in here. But I don't understand why people go with Dominica unless you're just really short of money. But almost everybody we deal with has a net worth at least 5 million US. You got that kind of net worth, why are you worried about a few bucks when you got potentially never having to pay any income taxes inside the country? That just doesn't make sense. To me, I can't figure that out. It's a no-brainer. And I think what happens to a lot of people is they end up getting citizenship in places, I've seen it happen, in Dominica and St. Lucia, and they go, crap, I wish I'd gotten in St. Kitts. Then they end up paying all over again. To me, that's just incredibly naive, not doing enough homework and checking that out before you do it. You know, it's, I'm telling you the reasons why you don't want to do that to begin with, because it's going to be very costly having to redo that all over again. Remember, most of these Caribbean countries have an overlap. Almost all of them cover the same countries, except some like St. Kitts have a lot more. So when you get another fast track program, you're just overlapping. So if you get one in Dominica, a fast track, and then you switch to St. Kitts, you're going to get the same thing you had before, but just more countries. But you're going to pay a dear price for it. Why not do it right to begin with? I can't figure out why some people just don't check things out enough before they make that move. And I'll tell you something else too. It's not just that, not just taxes and visa-free travel, but what you should do is get a chance. You ought to actually go and visit Dominica. I would not want to live there. It is a pretty country, but it's just not the type of country I would want to live in. Your per capita income is a lot higher in St. Kitts. St. Kitts, most people don't realize this. Forbes came out with it. St. Kitts has got more billionaires per capita than any country in the world except for Monaco. And what that does is it brings a lot of wealth coming in, makes it easier for properties to go up more and more opportunity brought into St. Kitts. And now with the new government that's come out, they've got a big article in the paper now. The cannabis industry is getting ready to explode here. But again, you've got to be a citizen to get in that business. That is the big key there. And if you're not a citizen, then it's going to be, you really can't get involved in that business and other businesses also. Anyway, folks, if you want to learn more on this, again, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And I will look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.